Welcome to the Directors Forum. It's a beautiful day at the Santa Clarita Yard, full of Los Angeles County sunshine. Today is an opportunity for the Director to share his thoughts, vision, and goals for the agency. It is now with great pleasure that I introduce the Director of Los Angeles County Public Works, Mark Pastrella.
Thank you and welcome to the Winter 2021 Directors Forum, my opportunity to share with you the state of our Public Works enterprise. I'm recording my message today from the Santa Clarita Stormwater Maintenance Yard, where crews under Supervisor John Rice and his two foremen, Marty Lemus and Jose Murillo, are responsible for county stormwater infrastructure from the San Fernando Valley foothills to the city of Palmdale and everything in between. I want to thank Area Engineer Laren Bunker and his staff for the outstanding work they do in making county water resources in the West area safe, clean, and reliable for all. There's also an outstanding team from Sewer Maintenance Division based here. Now this team maintains the county's sewer infrastructure in the Agora, Malibu area, working under Superintendent Tim Bohannon and his supervisors Frank Ariano and Alfredo Duran. Thanks to each one of you for helping to create vibrant, waste-conscious communities with cutting-edge 21st century infrastructure. The Santa Clarita Valley has an interesting history, dating back to just before the County of Los Angeles was officially formed in 1850. It's said that in March 1842, a rancher by the name of Francisco Lopez was rounding up stray horses on a sprawling rancho in the San Gabriel Mountains above the San Fernando Mission. At noon, he took a siesta in what's now known as Placerita Canyon. He chose a magnificent live oak to rest under, and lulled by the rushing waters of the nearby stream, he fell asleep. While napping, he dreamed that he was floating in a pool of liquefied gold. When he woke up, he saw a wild onion growing in the dirt nearby, took out his trusty knife and pulled the onion from the ground. He was amazed to see that clinging to the roots of the onion, there were little nuggets of gold. He climbed onto his horse and galloped south to the tiny pueblo of Los Angeles to tell his discovery. That's just one of the many versions of the story told about the first documented gold strike in California and the Oak of the Golden Dream, which still stands in Placerita Canyon Nature Center just off the 14 freeway. The communities of Los Angeles County are full of these interesting little nuggets of history. From the orange groves of the San Gabriel Valley, the oil fields of Marina del Rey, to the movies, commercials, and westerns filmed in the Antelope Valley community of Lake Los Angeles. Although their pasts are very different, these communities and their residents share a future that is tied to the issues I'm going to talk to you about today. Public Works is a values-driven organization, and those values include safety, transparency, community, inclusivity, workforce development, and innovation. They form the basis of our organizational culture and guide our behaviors, decisions, and actions. Each year I choose one of these values to focus on, and the value for 2021 is safety. There's no doubt that our safety awareness has been heightened during the COVID pandemic. And as I've said in my weekly message over the past year, the health and well-being of the workforce has a tremendous impact on our business continuity, productivity, and service to the public. You've all done such a great job protecting each other and our customers from this terrible disease. And of course, my heart goes out to all of you who have either lost a loved one or have someone who is battling the illness even now. As a member of the county's Unified Coordination Group supporting county COVID-19 operations, Public Works has addressed many of the logistical challenges related to testing and vaccination sites. We provided logistical support to assure traffic safety and the safe delivery of vaccine and related materials at vaccination mega and mini pods. Equity issues continue to be a concern. For example, access to vaccination sites for transit-independent individuals. It's just one of these things during a pandemic where our department has been able to step up and deliver. And again, I want to thank all of you and wish you good health as we move forward through the COVID-19 incident. And be assured, hope is on the way. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to be back to our normal working environment very soon. But until then, please be safe and take care of your loved ones as well. With respect to our financial health over this last year, we're doing very, very well. And that doesn't surprise me given the expertise that we have in-house and the conservative nature of our budgeting every year. Our current budget estimate for next year is a $3.6 billion budget. Now, of course, we're funded by restricted revenues from about 152 special district funds. The pandemic, as I said, has impacted us financially, but because we don't rely too much on county general fund, we're able to weather this economic downturn. Some fund impacts are expected. For instance, the road fund has been most impacted by the COVID-19 incident because the gas tax had lost about $42 million in fiscal year 1920. The gas tax loss of about $13 million projected for 2021, which will affect programs, projects, and services. Take it from me, it will not impact jobs. Another $18 million has been spent on COVID response and recovery, and about $9 million of that is reimbursable. So, as I said, we're looking good in terms of our budget. Feel very strong about our moving forward and the expansion of our regional programs and local programs in the unincorporated area. And I'm excited to tell you that, again, your jobs are safe because we have watched very closely what we do with the money of the public. And because the work that we do is essential to the public, they continue to pay for those services. And now for an update on my 3 priorities for our department. Infrastructure investment, homelessness, and workforce reinvestment. Now, when it comes to infrastructure, our community's demand for high quality, community serving infrastructure has evolved significantly. This has to do with us delivering on the promise of new infrastructure in Los Angeles County, whether it's SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, or the new metro system that's being built, or our own department's LA River Water Plan. These are all components of an emerging demand, an emerging new set of infrastructure for Los Angeles County, and I'm so proud that our department is a major player in all of it. The existing infrastructure is just not capable of meeting the region's complex needs for the future. This includes addressing the stressors of climate and other population growth, and also, what we're going to talk about in a minute, homelessness. To address all these long-term, multi-sector challenges, I've developed 3 key strategies. First, we're exploring broad, forward-looking vision of LA's regional infrastructure. So rather than looking at each city separately and each component separately, we're looking at the region and how it interconnects across all of LA County's communities, and then mapping that out, things like mapping out the bike system, mapping out the way water moves from LA County, mapping out the way sewer systems are interconnected, and mapping out, for that matter, our urban forest to see how we can better maintain and operate that system to help, again, address all of the needs of LA County in a comprehensive way and in a collaborative way with all existing infrastructure agencies. There are many plans that are being developed in our department and across the county in which we're working on this. Examples are the LA County Water Plan, our LA County River Master Plan, our Vision Zero Plan, and our Sustainable Waste Management Roadmap. Now, secondly, we're actively promoting project delivery through public and private collaboration. This involves modernizing and streamlining our permitting system and also our workforce, investing in the core skill set of project management by making sure that the department is organized properly so that we might deliver and become the builder of choice for LA County. We're pursuing innovative delivery mechanisms like progressive design build and P3 to expedite infrastructure delivery in this cost-effective manner. And last and thirdly, we embrace new technology and innovation to meet the complex infrastructure needs of a modern society and address climate impacts. This includes new modeling, new permitting, new approach to watershed management, taking on emerging smart city technologies, thinking about the driverless vehicle and intelligent traffic systems and streetlights. We're looking into waste to energy conversion and Public Works Net Zero Energy Initiative. These actions are being pursued in close collaboration, as I said, with other public and private sector partners under the umbrella of what I call Infrastructure LA. If you hadn't had an opportunity to visit the website, infrastructurela.org, please do so. This is the platform for regional collaboration that was created by the department to help with economic recovery, but more importantly, to deliver on that promise of a new age of infrastructure, a modern LA County that serves with equity throughout all of Los Angeles County and brings about a different and more resilient Los Angeles. The humanitarian crisis of homelessness continues to be one of the county's highest priorities. We have served our neighbors experiencing homelessness with great respect, and I appreciate all of you who are out on the front line day in and day out making a difference for this community. Unfortunately, homelessness often leads to mental health issues and incarceration. And of course, I support the county's Care First, Jail Last approach through a wide range of public works services, including project management, inspection, permitting, encampment cleanup, and waste collection. A great example is our management of the Vignes Street Permanent Housing Project in downtown Los Angeles, where 230 fully furnished units have been built for people experiencing homelessness. The project is amazing, and it's a demonstration of how we as a department can make a difference in the lives of so many people. We're using innovation like converting shipping containers into habitable dwellings and providing space for much needed supportive services. We're delivering this project on time and on budget with an incredible accelerated timeline. This project's been looked at as a national model for rapid delivery of transitional and permanent housing for the unsheltered. And I want to congratulate all of you who are involved in this project. It's just one great example of how we're making, again, a difference in the lives of those who are experiencing homelessness. And now for my third priority update, workforce reinvestment. Retaining and recruiting the most skilled public servants possible is my goal here at Public Works. And we've been long at putting together leadership training, reinvesting in you as existing employees, continue to expand our skill set, and bringing you along for opportunities in your career as public servants. It's interesting that 32% of our Public Works general workforce and 65% of our leadership is retirement eligible within the next 5 years. While those folks have had a wonderful career, it does put us in a position in which we really need to be focusing on bringing more people along in leadership by investing in more leadership training and being very clear about what it takes to be a current public service leader, but at the same time recruiting all across the county for new public servants to join our workforce. Please be assured that I'm investing heavily in these areas. Like any good business person, I want the legacy of Public Works to continue, and I want it to be carried on by outstanding public servants like you. And I continue to make those investments on a daily basis. Now let's talk about our current and future challenges for Los Angeles County and Public Works. Of course, the first thing on the top of my mind is the COVID-19 pandemic and how we're going to make it through the rest of this challenge. It's been an incredibly long year, a year in which all of you have delivered wonderfully, given all of the challenges. Many of you actually got sick and returned to work, and thank goodness no one has passed away from in our department due to COVID-19. Many of you have your own challenges at home that you're working with to keep you from being able to focus potentially on our work assignments. It makes sense. Some people are single parents, other people have children who have no daycare. We have been addressing that by creating flexible work schedules, optimizing telework, and yet even with telework, there's been real work challenges there, from distractions to overworking. I know if you're like me, you've been Zooming way too many times. We're trying to get that work-life balance back and thinking long about how we can incorporate this new telework technology and approach to the work we do in the future as well, without burning people out. COVID-19 continues to be persistent. It continues to be somewhat unpredictable with variants. And at the same time, we have the light at the end of the tunnel with this outstanding innovation of vaccines that have occurred in an incredible quick time. I'm hoping that all of us will be vaccinated soon and that we'll be able to safely return to work in a full workforce in all of our facilities. And then there's the people who've been working in the field, who have not had the opportunity to work from home, who have had to continue to prepare for and recover to disasters, or just the daily operations of serving people's needs. I want to thank all of you in our field offices who have kept that going and have stood up like heroes in a very, very intense time. I've been from one field office to the next hearing about the heroic actions of our staff and the consistency and continuity of services that you provided. And again, I want to acknowledge each one of you, while at the same time acknowledging that we still have a ways to go. There's a planning horizon of like August that we expect that we might be getting back to some semblance of normalcy. I want to remind everyone to take time off, even if it's just to stay at home. Take time off and stay away from your work. Focus on that vacation time and focus on your family and your own mental health so that we can get through this next 6 months. Looking to the future, we want all you to come back to work fully healthy, fully ready to continue to serve the communities. For those of you that have been teleworking and have had the challenge of childcare, education, loved ones who might be sick, thank you again for your continued service to the department and for not giving up on the department or the people that we serve, and at the same time trying to manage that crisis at home. I know it's been difficult, and I feel your pain, but believe me, we'll get through it, and the department will continue to create flexibility so that you can continue to serve, again, the communities of Los Angeles County and have a good job without worrying about where the next paycheck is going to come or how your child's going to be taken care of. Please hang with us as we go through this challenge. Stay with me. We'll get there, and the department will succeed. With respect to external threats, our department and the county, in fact the world, is facing a new climate reality. With the heating of the earth, the warming temperatures here in LA County will create more intense wildfires, flooding, major damage potentially to infrastructure of all types, and potential reduction in community services. With the need becoming greater and greater, our department has to become more and more aware of what resiliency is and define resiliency for communities, specifically unincorporated communities, but as well as the larger regional community. We're working very hard with other public agencies to have a conversation about what it means to live with this new climate reality. And of course, the county has adopted a new sustainability plan that attempts to start to reduce our carbon footprint. Another emerging and pervasive challenge that's affecting the quality of life of LA County residents is the pervasiveness of the digital divide. It exists everywhere throughout LA County, which surprised me personally, and we became very, very evident as we started living this other urban life of distance learning, teleworking, and telehealth, where many people became underserved due to the lack of telecommunications hardware and software throughout LA County. You might ask, what's our role? Well, in fact, the LA County Board of Supervisors recently appointed the department to be the facilitator of the telecommunication infrastructure across LA County, with a focus on equity as we work with the telecommunication companies to distribute the system throughout the county. Look for 5G in your community soon. In closing, we're writing the future of our county communities today. Just imagine what the world will look like in the future as we implement this outstanding infrastructure that we have in mind. An infrastructure that serves people with equity and social justice, that closes the disparity created by those in the past, that infrastructure from the past, that creates a future for the communities of Los Angeles that's bright and healthy and meets the challenges of climate. When historians tell the story of how we face the challenges of the 21st century, let's have them say that Public Works met those challenges with the values of safety, community, transparency, inclusivity, and innovation.